Welcome back, you guys. It's bright and early Monday morning for you guys, and Ruben and I are going to give you a very different video today. So the topic of today's video is getting outside of your comfort zone and learning something new, learning a new skill or a whole set of new skills. And there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why this is really important for you as an entrepreneur or somebody who is trying to really excel in life and achieve something great and something big. That's going to be the main topic for today. We're a little bit sorry about the video quality, although it's probably not going to be too bad. But there's a reason for it. So Ruben, tell everybody where you are and what the main topic is, and we'll just dive into it.
Hey, Misha, what a good setting for the topic of today, eh?
Yeah,
Because
it's awesome.
I'm really in an odd spot.
You are.
Odd place here.
Yeah.
So the theme of this conversation today is just getting out of your comfort zone and learn something new and acquire new skills. And don't delegate, but actually do it yourself. You know, I'm all about delegation. I'm probably going to have another episode about I love delegation, and to delegate is a great skill. This is the opposite to delegate, and there's sometimes you don't delegate. So I'm in this really remote island in the coast of British Columbia and Stewart Island. And
completely off
as
grid,
you know,
right? Completely off grid.
Completely off grid. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing here. There's no power. There's no infrastructure of sewers, and there's no water, running water. I mean, there is water, but it's all
It's running down the mountain.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been here for a while, you know, and we're counting. We're here as a family. We're counting here. I think today's our 38th day, you know, off grid.
Wow.
It has been a great experience. So about today's theme is how you get new skills by actually doing something that you don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stewart Island is, as we discussing, a great place to be because there's no infrastructure to support you.
Exactly.
And, we're going to go through it.
Let me give everybody a little bit of context. So Ruben is a tech entrepreneur by trade. Okay, so right out of school, basically, even in college, he's starting his first business. It has to do with computers and building computers. He starts, he develops his first company, and it's in software. And there's several companies throughout his career that were all kind of in the computer and software and tech space. And then when you got out of that, Ruben, now you've been investing for the last number of years, mostly in tech, but a variety of things. And a lot of your work is done online, and you have incredible skills at that. You've proved that time and time again over the years that you have incredible skills in that. But something that you haven't, let's say it this way, a muscle that you haven't flexed a lot in your life is getting out there and actually physically building something, right? Would you agree with that?
You're right.
Right?
Absolutely. Actually, I'm going to help you.
Okay.
You remember one day you told me about the 2x4?
Yeah. Okay. We have to contextualize this story, guys. We're in Dubai. We're in the Qasr Al Sarab. It's the desert hotel that was absolutely incredible, 5-star, amazing resort in the middle of the desert. Outside, kind of halfway between Abu Dhabi and Dubai, in the middle of nowhere, and we're trying to track and balance the R-66 helicopter on our around the world trip, and we needed a piece of wood to help bend the trim tab. This is a little bit of like bush maintenance kind of thing, okay? There's not a lot of facilities there, and we're trying to get away with what we can, so we needed a couple of pieces of wood to pinch the trim tab so we could bend it nice and straight. And so I said to Ruben, hey, we need to get a 2x4, and actually we need two 2x4s so that we can pinch this thing, and we'll clamp it with some clamps, and then we can bend our trim tab. This is obviously Sanch doing this, our engineer, and Ruben looks at me and says, "What's a 2x4?" And I'm like, are you kidding? Like, are you joking? And Ruben was very serious, right? Like, what's a 2x4? And I give him. We have our jokes back and forth, and I give him way too hard of a time for this over the last several years, and he gives me way too hard of time over other things, which is a lot of the fun, right? He understood the concept. He needed a piece of wood. It was a measurement, but he had no idea what a 2x4 was. Now,
Mm-hmm.
fast forward 2 and a bit years, you're on the island. You are building with your kids and so forth. You're building a shed, and you're building, you're going to start to build cabins and stuff. Now you're an expert. You know what 2x4s are, and 2x6s, and 6x6s, and what pressure treated wood is, and how to build foundations. And like, now you're really getting your hands on this, right? Why, just tell people for a second, why is that important? Because a lot of people are going to be sitting here going, yeah, but you know what, I'm not a builder, I don't really need to know about building. What important skill is it that you're learning, aside from, forget the fact that you're learning how to actually build something like with a 2x4 or something? What's the skill or the universal application to people's lives, and how that can help them succeed more?
I remember this 2x4 is such an example, because from that point on, I thought to myself, I got to know what a 2x4 is, right? So I had to go beyond the 2x4. And when you have something in front of you that you actually have no idea what is it about, and I've built several houses, and I've always contracted somebody to do it, right?
Yeah.
But that, that 2x4, actually, it's a big seed of this whole thing, because when you don't know something, you either have a threat or an opportunity. For me, it's actually a threat in the beginning, because if you don't know, knowledge is about giving you power to execute something. If you don't have knowledge, you can't do actually anything that is in that field. So I felt myself really, really weak on anything that was more hands-on, especially in construction, right? As you said.
Yeah.
And here in the Stewart Island, we have a project to build, as you said, some cabins and do a fun project that we're going to launch in the future. And it's the ideal spot, because we don't need a building permit. We need the right skills, but we don't have a lot of red tape, right? So when you have this huge opportunity of the right setting to learn a new skill, I thought in the beginning of this year that this would be the right moment to do it, is actually to learn the 2x4s and beyond the 2x4s. So how you get that is, I think it's unrealistic if you just, well, I will jump on here with a couple of my family members and say, let's build, because we have no idea. So we got some friends of friends, a couple of friends that are not, extremely expert, but then they know much more than I know. And by researching, and today YouTube is an incredible resource, right? You can learn almost anything. University, YouTube University, actually, YouTube has something called YouTube University, but it's the knowledge is available for anybody. So if you want to know something, you have the resources available for that. But then I understand that the best way to do it is to get somebody that can support you and teach you, because on the job. So go through the process of the experience, and now we're building, as you said, the shed, and we're seeing how we build the roof, and I'm building something else, another location, and I asked my builder, could you teach me how to build a roof, right? So he did some sketch, and I went to meet him, and he showed me. He understood that I didn't know much. He knows that, but I took a friend of ours that is with us here, and he understands better. And actually, we also discussed some things with you. So the way to get yourself a foot in the door is to get actually to execute something and have a help of somebody that understands, and then get resources and knowledge around that. And there's many, many resources that you can learn from. But the whole point of this project is, and I was talking with my son, Diogo, that went around the world with us, and he's super excited as well. He's not really a very hands-on guy, right? He knows other things. I'm, as you said, we've been more kind of a tech computer family for many years, and my hands have been on the keyboard. And unfortunately, because I think that I'm weak in many other things. But we were discussing, there's this whole new pleasure of using something that you have built, right? Yourself. So the sensation of, even if it's a small project that you have built with your own hands, anything in life has much bigger, tremendous value than compared to contracting somebody to do it. So the purpose of this discussion today is for you guys at home, and you guys that are watching us, what skill sets you don't have at all, And remember, Ruben didn't have any idea what 2x4 was. You know, some Canadians and Americans going to hear this, going to laugh a lot. But I had no idea what it was. And now here we are, you know, we built a helipad. Someday we'll
Yes.
show that.
Yeah.
As you know, so we have a nice, strong helipad ourselves. And then
Yeah.
we are building the shed and we're going to build some cabins. So you go step by step, right? So you don't start building a 1,000 square foot cabin like you want to build, but we start building a smaller shed. If you do mistakes, you know, there's a cost of business, let's say. Cost of business, there's some things that you're going to do that you wish you did differently. We have done a couple of mistakes here, but by doing, you realize and you learn that you should do differently the next time. So the whole purpose is think about things that you have no idea but will be useful for you. And instead of delegating, and again, we're going to talk about delegation in another episode. I think delegation is extremely powerful. But instead of delegating, when you want to learn something from the beginning, it's very important that you do it yourself. And I remember when I launched my first security company, you know, we had, at that time, we still had floppy disks.
Yeah.
Remember those floppy disks, right?
I remember.
Before internet, before anything, like 1992 or 93, something like that. So the floppy disks, we had to send updates to our clients. And the updates were sent by mail, regular snail mail. And they were copied every month on a floppy disk and sent by mail, right? And at a certain point, we had thousands of clients, literally thousands of clients. So in the beginning, I started just duplicating the floppy disks with a computer. Then we bought a machine and all that, and a duplicator and all that. And then when I had a logistic department that later did that job, and there were two people actually just managing the logistics of this whole thing. Since I did it before, when they had a hiccup or had some issue or challenge, I would go and say, "Listen, guys, okay, I've done that. Okay, I've done that. Let me give it my input on it. Let me give you some ideas because I've been there." And I have always remembered this story about a very prominent bank in Portugal that is family owned, has been in business about 100 years, and the bank has always had people and their different generations working in the bank. And when kids graduate, they think they're going to work in the bank, and they think they're going to go to the management or
management level.
No way, right? No way. They start being a cashier, right? They start being a cashier. And then after being a cashier, they go to the back office. In the back office, they go to another work that is as basic as possible. And the whole idea behind it is that once you become a leader and once you become you are a board member, you have been in every part of the company. So if you have a challenge and somebody is telling you about something, you don't understand by theory, but you understand by practice. Okay?
Exactly.
So being there, having done that, has a tremendous value of future knowledge of execution of different projects that you're going to be facing. And in this particular case, I wanted to put myself in a situation that was outside of my comfort zone to build something that I can do mistakes and then I can improve upon, right? And I know that, Misha, you have done that in your life as well, right? What are the things have you things that were out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, there's lots. And something I'm just thinking back to the previous video that we did, how creativity increases productivity, right? And so I feel like when you step out, we talked about this in the last video, when you step outside of your norm, your daily routine, and you do something different, something that flexes a different muscle in your brain, that is going to increase creativity like we talked about. And then that's going to create increased productivity, because there's going to be life applications. You're going to see, I know that just talking with you in the last 38 days, I know that you've had different perspective on a lot of things than you have before. And I know that there's going to be so many life applications, practical life applications, that are going to go back to your other businesses and all this kind of stuff, just from what you've learned there, right? So I think that's super critical, that if people understand that, they'll go beyond saying like, oh yeah, okay, I could learn this skill, but it's going to take me a lot of time and it's not really going to be a lot of use. So I should probably just delegate it. There's a time and place for each, right? For the delegation and then learning that new skill, because that new skill might multiply way beyond that one project that you're doing. So
Yeah,
I think
it goes beyond the scope of the project. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good place to leave it. I don't want to make the concept too complex, because we're trying to keep it to one simple concept and then let people kind of chew on that for the week. So what do you figure? Let's leave it here, Reuben.
Yeah, absolutely. Just also to end that, you might be actually a hands-on guy. You have no idea of other things that are more theoretical. You might have no idea what is accounting. You should know accounting if you are a hands-on guy. If you are a hands-on guy, you should have computer skills. There's different balances of the different situations that you can enrich yourself with different apparent threats. But you don't have to be an expert on. But if you have a broad scope of knowledge, it will enrich you. As you said, in different situations, they're going to have flexibility and a mindset to react, because you have seen things, you're unconscious. It's going to help you to solve the problem solving is going to be enhanced.
Exactly. That's awesome. I love it. You guys, do us a favor in the comments below. Just let us know what things that you've done in the last month or 2 months or something like that, that you guys have stepped outside your comfort zone and you've attempted something new. You've flexed a new muscle and tried a different skill and tried learning a different skill. I think that would be fun to be able to read those in the comments below. As always, I'd love it if you subscribe to this channel. I know Reuben would as well. And we're super excited to talk to you guys next week. I hope you have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you later.